Alright, this is it, guys. This is the last video for the EOC review, and this is on using the graphing calculator to find regression. Once you get your scatter plot information, you're going to use the calculator and you're going to enter your points. And then you graph the points. If you look at the scatter plot, then you'll be able to decide whether it should be linear, quadratic, or exponential. If you don't have a scatter plot to look at, then what you can do is find the linear regression, find the quadratic regression, find the exponential regression, and then you can look at the R values for those to determine which one is the best. So in your graphing calculator, the first thing you want to do is make sure once you get your graphing calculator, when you turn it on, you do want to go ahead and take care of all of the data that might be in there. So if you go to the Y equals button, you want to clear that out. To enter data, you're going to go to Stat, Edit. If you have points in there, you're going to arrow to the top of the column, hit Clear, Enter. You don't want to hit Delete because that's going to delete the column. So you just arrow over, Clear, Enter, and that will clear the column for you. So this is where you'll go ahead and enter data, and I'm just going to make up some numbers for us. Oops, enter. Arrow over 75, 92, 108, and let's say 124. Alright, so if you go to Graph, I can't see my scatter plot. Chances are that's because the window isn't where I can view it. So I entered 1 through 4, which is fine for the X's. But then when I go here, the Y's that I entered went from mid whatever to over 100. So I'm going to say 50 to 150, and then for some reason this scale is set on 0.1, and you wouldn't want that. You would just want it to go by ones. So, zoom, there you go. So then when I press graph, I can see my information right there. So if you want to do the regression, you're going to press Stat. You're going to move over to Calc. If you want linear regression, you're going to press 4. And then this is where we did vars, y vars, 1, 1. Hit enter, and then you'll get your y equals mx plus b. And this R value is very good on this one. If you hit graph, then you can see the scatter plot with your line going through it. If you wanted to do calculate the quadratic, that's number 5. And then again, vars, y vars, 1, 1, enter. All right, this R value is even stronger here. So when we go to a graph, that's what that one looks like. So it's a little hard to tell. If you wanted to do exponential, you're going to Stat, Calc. This one is 0. And then again, you'll do vars, y vars, 1, 1, enter. And this R value is not as good. So it looks to me like the quadratic one was actually the best one. This one was the worst because our linear was a 9998, I believe. So the quadratic one was the best. Again, if you go to your scatter plot, you'll be able to see the graph with the points. And obviously, this is still a really, really good fit because our R value was very, very close to 1. All right, on the Milestone on Monday, when you get to this section, there is a graphing calculator on there. It's not exactly like this one. I've seen it, just what it looks like on the screen. My thought is that you may not be as much using these kinds of steps on the test as you might be choosing which one is the best. So remember, the R value tells us the correlation, how strong it is between the two pieces of data that you have, and then also being able to choose which graph would be quadratic, exponential, or linear. So that's more of what we did in Unit 5. So on your practice questions, I did some multiple choice kinds of questions because those are the ones I think that you guys would have on the test on Monday. All right, best of luck to you.